welcome to Mind Your Business, a channel where we are in everybody's business. If you don't mind getting in people's business, you're on the right channel. Talking about current topics and gossip. Now, I'll tell you one thing. I would not have been getting in that spa. Definitely not. That, smelling mud bath that Toya and Dr. Alicia got in. I said, hell to the no. You could see all their faces. As soon as she walked in the spa, she said, what is that smell? NASA. Well, going on, people, my inquisitive crew, let's talk about the latest episode of Married to Medicine. So, obviously, there's been a whole heap of mix-up, as we know. They told Quad to go, and we pick up with Dr. Jackie and Dr. Heavenly having breakfast, chopping it up, having a bit of a gossip. I did catch the shade, because you've got Heavenly talking about, Toya's doing good these days and she's doing much better, how she's come a long way and she's grown. She also admitted that she grew herself. But then she said, does Jackie think that Sweet Tea can grow too? I was like, Lord, who says Sweet Tea wants to change? Remember, she's a bit younger than you guys. So maybe that's why she don't want to, grow it in the way that you want her to grow. Like, let people live. My gosh. But anyway, they were also talking about, obviously, Heavenly's daughter going off to university, and Jackie talking about, she let her know that if she has any problems that she can call her, call her 911 because she is the Olivia Pope of the JJs. And I was thinking, Jackie, with some of the complaints that we've been seeing over TikTok, you might want to be careful how you say things, Anyway, moving on. Next, we've got Toya, who organises some activities for the ladies. And, they meet in her room, discuss it all. She decides she's going to split them up. And she put Sweet Tea with Dr. Jackie and Dr. Heavenly. And Toya, Phaedra, Dr. Simone, and Dr. Alicia go off to the spa, whereas Heavenly, Sweet Tea, and Dr. Jackie go off to doing some tuk-tuk tour, which takes them to some vineyard. Anyway, when they did go into this spa, because I was thinking that's a nice idea. Of course, Phaedra's late. She comes in late because apparently she's got diarrhea. I was thinking, oh, Lord. Anyway, they go to the spa. And the first thing Toya says when she's walking through is, what is that smell? And I was like, she's not looking like it's a nice smell. And then when the lady's taking them around saying, this is what you got to do. You had two options, the mud bath, which everyone's saying it stinks. I thought there's no way I'd be getting that. And then the mineral spa. I'd be like, yeah, that's me. I would be with Simone and Simone and Phaedra, because that would be where I'd be going. Hell to no to that mud bath. I've done mud baths before. And it didn't stink. So I wouldn't be getting no stinking bath. You must be crazy. NASA. But anyway, they did their little spa thing. While they're having their spa, you've got, they cut away to the husbands, which were Cecil and Eugene. So Cecil and Eugene link up, have their little cigar and chat. They end up talking about Dr. Alicia's husband, which is, I think his name's Kimmer. We haven't seen much of him, but I want to see much more of him because he does sound like a bloody caveman. Because they're saying, oh, well, he's pretty old school and, kind of like, woman stays in their place type of attitude. And then they mentioned that, he grew up in Nigeria, then grew up and spent time in Jamaica. But I'm like, do you realise Jamaican men don't just take rubbish from men? And nor do a lot of Nigerian women either. So I don't understand that one. I don't think you should be thinking that it's just a case of all these women that are just submissive, because that is not the case, honey. Try and know that. Anyway, I do want to see more of him because he does sound like a caveman. I don't understand what foolishness he's getting on with, because even when Dr. Alicia and the ladies are sitting around talking, because it was actually good to see Dr. Alicia actually get looking, because I feel like she's just been a bit of an extra, her and her husband. So now we're getting a bit of an introduction into them. So she was telling the ladies, when they finished their spa and were sitting out having wine, that, she's adjusting to, being a mum and being in a marriage with him and setting boundaries as well, because he sounds very old school. And they cut to a clip where she's got a baby in one hand, another child next to her. Baby's got, been eating, so it's got stuff around his face. And then the place is obviously messy because, she's working, she's looking after the kids, it's a lot going on. And her husband is chatting about, like, what the hell's going on here, clean up the place. I would have asked. I would have told him about himself. So, no, sir. That not make it. Anyway, so I saw that and I thought, yeah, that's ridiculous. So when you've got Cecil and Eugene talking about, Kimmer and how basically, he hasn't really been around their wives as much, because we all know Dr. Simone and Toya, they wouldn't be having none of that. They would definitely push him back on all of his nonsense. Quite rightfully so too, because that's just a bit crazy. I feel like he comes across a bit disrespectful. Even when they showed the clip from him the week before when they were at the activities, the man them activities, when he was talking about, he doesn't really look after kids. This is the first time looking after his kids by himself. I'm like, what the hell? What is going on? Like, Dr. Alicia, you need to make sure you put your man to work because, you both work, yeah? So it's not just a case of you work and you have to come home and be some blasted doormat. No, sort that out. Anyway, but that's your business. If that's what you like, that's what you like. That's good for you. That is definitely not something that I would be dealing with. Anywho, what I thought also was interesting was Phaedra, when she was talking about she doesn't want to get married again. She doesn't really feel like that's what's on the cards for her. Of course, Simone's talking about, well, you're going to be lonely. The boys will grow up and leave you. Of course, she knows that. Everybody knows that your children, leave the nest at some point. But she doesn't seem like she's too bothered by it at the moment. So, she was just saying that she was in a very dark place, when she got divorced. And then Toya asks is about what she told the boys about Apollo when he got arrested and stuff. Like, what did she tell them about their dad? And I thought it was interesting that Phaedra said that she didn't tell them nothing. I'm like, what? Are you serious, woman? She's talking about they read about it. How are you just going to let your children read about it? I don't know if I believe her on that one, but if you did do that, that's absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. But she said she was in a dark place, so maybe that's why she's saying that. I don't know. I just think it was weird. Of course, Toya then says, that she usually answers questions before they're asked. And Phaedra kicked back with her, well, that is good for you and your household. I was like, yes, honey. Nice way to just put her back in her place. I thought the little picnic for Sweet Tea, Dr. Jackie, Dr. Heavenly was really cute out in the vineyards. Looked like a nice little time, They had their little wine and the charcuterie board they kept letting it be known. And then you've got Sweet Tea, jokingly said that she used to call it a coochie board, which was just a joke. But I felt like Dr. Jackie was trying to be a bit stiff there, talking about, oh, yeah, well, we're not going to do that. Stop it. And I was thinking, oh, don't do that. But I do think Sweet Tea is absolutely ridiculous, because why are you saying that they are grannies and you have nothing in common with them when they're about the same age as your husband? So wouldn't that make your husband a granddad? Like, what are you saying here, honey? I understand if you feel like, Dr. Jackie's been a bit stiff, then say that. Say that, you just feel like she's a bit dry and Dr. Heavenly drives you mad. But don't try and say, oh, it's because they're just a bunch of old women. That's not really the case. If that's the case, that means your man is Asian then, isn't it? Because what are we saying here, honey? What are we really saying here? But I do think Dr. Jackie was just being her usual headmaster vibes that she does, head teacher vibes. That's what she gives off to me. Even when she was trying to joke about it being a coochie board, you could tell she was just joking. But, yeah. And then also the little comments that they were making about her, I was like, this is interesting, talking about, stop the whining. I'm like, when was she whining? What do you mean stop the whining and stop the complaining? I'm like, you ladies do the most complaining yourselves, usually about, the others. But anyway, later they go off to dinner. Jackie's talking about, how excited she was about her chat with the VP about such an important issue. And I'm like, you were getting dragged all over Twitter, all over the social media platforms for for this important issue because of your attitude. And, people, you've got your own patients, ex-patients that are coming out talking about you and not taking them seriously. And because of your comments that you made about not taking women seriously. I thought it was really interesting when Sweet Tea then said, oh, yeah, I've been told by my doctor, basically, when I've been really in a lot of pain, like just to ignore it, basically just keep moving. And I thought, you see how quick they kind of switch the subject because, yeah, Dr. Jackie has done that to many patients, but apparently, allegedly, according to TikTok, yeah. But, I thought it was interesting that bit came up because I thought, you're doing the VP thing. It's a good cause, but I don't know if you're the right one for it based on what we've seen on socials, love, because what you said about black women crying wolf was absolutely disgusting. You've got a black woman sitting next to you at the table talking about she's been essentially gaslit by her doctor, saying that she's cried wolf in the past, but she's saying that she's grateful she's got, you guys, because you guys know a lot of information. I'm sitting here watching thinking, she's one of those people. Anyway, I also thought it was interesting around the dinner table when they started talking about surrogates. And actually, I didn't really think about that, about, people asking surrogates to not have sex because obviously, they're carrying a child. And I thought, actually, I didn't even really think about that because when I was pregnant, I know I was a horny hecker, so I don't know how that works for some of these surrogates. Anyway, that's by the by. But Toya made me laugh talking about, you damn right, she don't want any surrogate having sex because she don't want no one's cup nut to be on her child's head. She cracks me up, that girl. Anyway, Toya gets all sentimental and, shares that her favourite part of the Napa trip was having the new ladies there, Phaedra, Sweet Tea and Dr. Alicia. Jackie then made a point of saying, do they feel good about everything that's happened, e.g. sending back Quad? Of course, Toya doesn't really check for Quad, so she said that she has no regrets, so there's no surprise there. Simone says, well, basically the writing was on the wall. And then Jackie's talking about, taking accountability in friendships and stuff like that, and gives her example of her and Dr. Simone when they were, falling out. Anyway, they all head back home. I thought it was interesting. You've got Dr. Alicia telling her husband, well done for, getting through it. I'm like, seriously, this is what he should be doing anyway. I did think it was so cute when they showed Toya and Eugene, and Toya's in, complaining about her track is falling out, her weave track is falling out, and she asks him to come and help her. I said, not Eugene with his headlights on, doing it like it's an operation because he knows how to obviously cut sutures as a surgeon. I was like, check him out though. And I thought it was so cute when he was saying, oh, well, this is like a little date for us, because it's just like having that little intimacy and having that little close connection. I thought that was so, so cute. Like, I think they're such a cute couple. And I feel like Eugene's such a sweet husband about it's a mini date. And of course, Toya's like, well, okay, if it's a mini date, then I planned it, so you got to plan the next one. But yeah, I thought that was really cute. Now, Dr. Heavenly and her daughter was the next scene. I thought they were really cute. Obviously, Dr. Heavenly's worried about her going off to university. I think she's excited, but she's worried that she'll do her, which is to basically, find a man and not come back home. So she is worried about that. But I thought it was really cute that Laura was asking about the relationship with Heavenly's sister, because they don't really talk, and was encouraging her mum to essentially like reach out. And then Heavenly was saying that apparently it was her mum's, last wish that they would kind of, get on better terms. So I thought it was cute that she really encouraged her mum to call and try to, get in touch with the sister. And she did call. She left a message. And then afterwards she's talking about it was a bad idea. But, who knows? Well, hopefully they'll get on a good footing. But I thought it was really sweet. And I just thought, yeah, that's nice. You can see Laura brings out a really gentle side to Heavenly, which is really nice. Obviously, we also see Sweet Tea going to the specialist that Dr. Simone recommended her to. And the doctor's giving her information about, obviously, she really knows that she had fibroids, but it sounds like she didn't know that she possibly had endometriosis. So, that's unfortunate news, particularly as she was, using having a baby as a way to kind of wheel in her new husband. But I did feel bad for her on that situation because that is not easy to deal with. I felt like it's a shame that no one was with her, like a friend or a husband. But obviously her husband was working. But, it sounds like the doctor was saying that she might need surgery. So they've got to do some more tests. So I'm sure we'll see how that goes. And she also shared that, it's a challenging journey and that 50% of women with endometriosis can also have infertility issues and be infertile, which is not nice information to hear. But hopefully, she will be able to get pregnant. But I must say, a doctor, I felt like she could have given her the information a little bit with a bit more compassion. Like, she wasn't cold completely. I don't feel like she was like, Dr. Jackie vibes, but she wasn't that far off. I felt like she could have just been a bit more warmer. I feel like she tried to reassure her and be like, it doesn't, we can see what we can do and it's going to be a journey. But I felt like there could have been a little bit more compassion there anyway. Anyway, so I feel like the show is pretty more harmonious this week, which is actually nice to see. It was nice because there's always some sort of mix-up in each show. So actually it was just nice that everyone was really getting along and there was no big mix-up. So that was good to see. No doubt next week will be probably a bit different. Maybe some more drama might ensue, but we'll see. Now, side note, this episode, like I said, it was quite calm and quite cool, but why was everything kicking off on Phaedra's live? Because I'm like, how is Dr. Heavenly and Sweet Tea getting into it on live? I was like, Lord, this is kicking off more than the show. Hilarious. But social media, as always, definitely had me tickled and had me cracking up. Here are some of my favourite tweets. But anyway, what do you guys think of the show? Let me know your thoughts below. Yes, so thanks for watching that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell so you know when I am uploading some more of people's business. So until then, my nosy people, stay blessed.